had a different video in my mind for episode 2 of the Turning 40 series, but the universe had other plans. So my life lesson number 2 to you guys is you have to do what you have to do. In other words, and in a more colloquial way, you gotta do what you gotta do. So what caused this change? Well, last week was my birthday. I got lots of wishes and lots of love, and thank you very, very much. I also received lots of surprise gifts from very unexpected places. So yes, my heart is full, and a big thank you to all those who sent me all the love and all the gifts. You know who you are. But I spent last week in the hospital. Yes, that's how I celebrated my big milestone, the big 4, the 40th birthday. I spent it in the hospital because my dad was ill. No, he didn't have COVID. No, it wasn't corona. It wasn't anything majorly serious, but yes, there was some trouble and we needed to get into the hospital. Was it the ideal way to celebrate your birthday? Did things go as per my plan? The obvious answer to those questions is no, it did not. Was I happy about being in the hospital? Well, honestly, no, I wasn't, but I wasn't sad either because my priority wasn't my birthday. And it was my dad. In a situation like where I was put, where I had to spend my birthday, which otherwise I would have spent with friends celebrating, in the hospital, watching my dad's reports and coordinating with nurses and doctors, in that scenario, my attitude which said I have to do what I have to do and it's no big deal, this is life, literally in this tone, made everything so much smoother. I did not cause any extra struggle in what was already looking like a tough situation. One simple life lesson: you have to do what you have to do. Quit complaining and get up and do what you gotta do. That one tiny lesson that life has given me in many different ways, that my mom has actually taught me this. I must also say this is something that my mom has ingrained in me, that if it has to be done, it has to be done. Don't complain, right? It made so many things easier last week. It allowed me to be there with my dad and do what I needed to do to fulfill my responsibilities. I don't fight against the sense of responsibility, which is the word that a lot of people struggle with. Secondly, it allowed me to take those moments when my friends and my family was doing things to make that day special for me and completely indulge in it and completely enjoy it. There was no whining and crying about how things are so bad. It was all only in a space of thank you so much, I love you guys for doing this. It's such a big difference. And despite what I was facing last week, despite what that space was like, I was happy. I was positive. Things weren't pulling me down. I wasn't pulling myself down. And that's why this is the second lesson that I wanted to share with every single one of you. You have to do what you have to do. Make peace with that. Stop throwing tantrums about how life could be different and life should be different. Embrace the responsibilities that are there in your life with joy. Embrace it. Let it fill your sense of self. Let it be a part of your identity. And see how that completely transforms the way you respond to tough situations. I see so many of us constantly resisting and rejecting responsibilities. We don't want to be responsible. And we have this notion, which I call an illusion, of a carefree life. We want to live a carefree life. Well, I'll tell you this. When you are somebody who embraces your responsibilities, when you are somebody who shows up for what you believe in, you live a carefree life because you're not bogged down by I'm not doing this, and oh my God, I'm a bad person, and oh my God, I'm weak, and oh my God, how will I do this? There's no space of judgment. There's no lack of trust. There's no sense of uncertainty. Because when you embrace your responsibilities, when you start making your responsibilities a part of yourself and a part of your identity, you build trust and conviction in yourself. When you embrace the idea of you have to do what you have to do, you start to live more freely. And I know this sounds like a paradox, but yes, this is one of the ironies of life. So, I'm not stronger than you are. I'm not better than you are. It's just that my beliefs are different. And life has taught me over and over again that you will have to do what you have to do. The needful will have to be done. There is no escape from it. And you are better off embracing that and showing up and acing it than resisting and rejecting it and making life harder for yourself. One way of being your own best friend is to show up for what you need to do, is to be present and respond to your own belief systems. Don't fall for this new age word called adulting and make it harder on yourself than it actually is. Because I promise you this, if you embrace your responsibilities, you will also be able to make room for your own self by understanding your desires and finding a way to balance life. It is possible to do everything that you want to do. There is no or in our lives anymore. There is only and.